Once we get that shell up, it's gonna fly.
Well, that's good to know. Because if you don't build this, I might have to find a new home. They're gonna let me go.
No,
I'm just
no,
kidding.
no, no,
I'm
no,
joking.
no. I'm not gonna, I wouldn't do that to you. I promise
I
you.
know you
We're
would.
good. We're solid. We just got to get it out of the county. Just a little bit of challenges here. That hurricane really screwed us up.
Perfect. Well, I was gonna say, just in general, just make sure, as was saying, communication is just super key. I like you and I like talking to you. It doesn't make me feel good when I can't get you on the phone for a
I
couple months at a
apologize.
time. So please just call me back and just
I will.
communicate
I'm
with
sorry.
us.
My son graduated last week. It was like one of those, like I just get underwater sometimes.
No,
But
I
I'm here. I'm
understand. I
not
know
going
you do a
anywhere.
lot down there. I certainly understand that. And congratulations to your son, by the way. But yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
just shoot me a text back or give me a call when you can. That'd be greatly
Okay,
appreciated.
I will.
Awesome. Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Bless them, darling. More plays off of homegrown. Good girls coming. Post haste, no more prolong. Jeez, I'm tryna get paid at the utmost. See it up close, don't freeze. I'm at the more G's. Tryna get paid, it's all still part of the game. They running 5 drills, I'm off for the chain, and I'm hot still. Looking like Scorpion, get over here. Been some people trying to relate, ain't close to here. Think it ain't a sacred place, you done misinterpret. Relationships just ain't been worth it. Fool if you think when I don't post, I ain't working. Never too close, I know no thing certain. I walk in purpose, float on surface, fly in person.
All right, so now we're on the way to Ocean Prime. We're going to have lunch there with Raul and Rolando Lopez from CFO Associates. They're an accounting firm and also an external CFO firm. So we're going to talk to them a little bit about what they do for their customers and also where they see their firm going long term and how they're going to take it to the next level through some private equity investment. So, tell me a little bit about all the product offerings that CFO Associates currently has. What do you guys specialize in doing for your customers, and what are you guys looking to do in the future as you grow?
Yeah, so we basically have 2 core products: CFO Advisory, which is outsourced accounting for the business. Okay. So we make sure we create that infrastructure.
Sure.
Depending on the size of the client, some clients are smaller, some are bigger.
Yep.
The bigger ones we do forecasting for and cash flow analysis. Smaller ones more bookkeeping, more advising the business owner. And then we have tax planning on the side too. Then we tax plan for the owners of those businesses. Because ultimately it's all related, right? A lot of the business owner questions are tax driven. So that's why we then add, hey, why don't we talk about that as well, not just the business.
Because you may be doing an S Corp financial form, so you have the 1120 and then it's flowing through to their personal anyway, so it only makes sense for you to also do their personal tax returns, right? The 1040s and everything like that, so you kind of are all encompassing. And then if you have a business that's on a higher scale, you guys also external CFO for them as well. Basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. What are you guys being instructed to do, as commercial side? Find what kind of deals, I guess?
Yeah, so for me, it hasn't really changed that much.
No.
We have a pretty big goal that we're trying to hit for SBA this year. And so they still want us to go out and find those traditional types of SBA deals. We're probably doing a little bit more startup franchise lending this year, whereas historically we kind of shied away from that. But you kind of go where the market dictates you, right? And
on those kinds of deals, do you have to put do you have to have experience showing that?
Preferably,
Yeah.
The franchise model can make up a little bit for the experience, but we don't really want somebody who, let's say that they were a banker like me, and now you're going to be going to open up a restaurant.
Yeah.
Right? It's just there's no applicable experience from being a baker to then going and opening up a restaurant, for example, right? So in those types of situations, we would like somebody who has some experience to be involved in the deal. Even if it's an operator who has a small minority percentage or something along those lines, that's typically what we're looking for. And the same thing with these biz acts, right? Because I know you guys are looking at starting to acquire businesses and stuff like that as well. Maybe you use SBA, maybe you won't. But if you're going to be using SBA, they're going to kind of want to know hey, why do you want this business? What makes you qualified to run this business?
Yeah.
Because the big risk is you running it into the ground, right? Because you just don't know the industry. With CFO Associates, obviously you guys, you started off as a bookkeeping firm. Now you guys are doing external CFO work, but it sounds like you guys really want to go private equity, turn into a family office. So what type of businesses are you guys looking to go after and acquire?
We've actually had this discussion, to kind of set the parameters of what our investment would look like, and we want stuff with real estate play in it, but then also recurring subscriptions. because our business at the firm has been a recurring subscription model in a way.
Sure.
We're kind of, on that kind of, it allows cash flow to project, it allows cash flow to grow. So daycares, right, every week get paid.
Yeah.
Obviously real estate with rental once the market makes sense. Again,
Car washes.
car washes with subscriptions. That's why I asked you about subscription or yours. Like,
Yeah.
I just like anything that has a subscription that can at least cover overhead, and then any upsells or whatever is green.
Yep.
And
Coaching businesses, maybe like online coaching.
online coaching.
Okay.
When we think about what we would invest, subscription model, but then what can be complementary to CFO? Like one thing we were discussing is we recently saw a business online that was being sold. It was a online like platform where you go and you pay a subscription and they do credit coaching, financial coaching, right? That. And I said, wouldn't it be cool for the CPA firm to acquire that, roll out like a CFO portal, education portal, and have all these templates for people and all these things, and then we can offer it to our clients for free that are already with us, but then we also could sell it online for like $49.99, have access to our portal.
Yeah.
We're just dumping information that we already know in there.
Sure.
And it's almost a resource dump. But I've seen it on social media, and right, people selling these $49.99 little package.
And the good news is, I mean, obviously you guys have used SBA before, so you're familiar with the SBA products.
Right.
And you could even use SBA financing now to go acquire those businesses as well if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you guys are, very sophisticated customers. You guys work in financial services. You could have gone conventional, but you chose to go SBA with your acquisition. What made you choose the SBA 504 product?
Well, when we sat down with you guys initially, right, and we were discussing how the product works, which I think you mentioned something about, it's really a rent replacement sometimes. That's what we look at it.
Yeah.
And at that point, we were paying $8,000 in rent
Sure.
for a space that we were outgrowing. So when you guys explained to us that if we took over 51% of the building, we could still have a tenant. Once we got all our knowledge regarding how the loan worked, we just went out and started finding buildings. You saw that. It took us forever. How many did we send you guys?
It was about a year.
It was.
About a
It
year.
took us forever.
And now you have that asset, right? And so, I mean, that's a beautiful property. It's in
I
a
know,
great
it's a great
area of
location.
town. I mean, that thing is, if you ever want to sell it, you're not
We
going to have
didn't
a
even
hard time.
negotiate. We didn't even negotiate. We just offer it. We just offer them straight up what they asked
Well,
for.
because we were looking for so long.
Yeah.
To your
Sure.
point, right? It's like we knew that this was a good price.
Yeah, we've been punked out on five.
Yeah, sometimes it just makes sense to just like, hey, just pay the price,
Yeah.
get what you want, get
Because
what you need.
economically made sense. The mortgage
Yeah.
was going to be, with the rent below us, the same of what we're paying now to somebody
Right.
else.
Yeah,
So.
you get under contract, then if you get under contract and you peel back the onion and things don't go well, then you just back out. It is what it is.
Yeah, and sometimes people are like so worried about like the cost, right? And so they'll be like undercutting, and they're trying to
before they
they're-
even get in the deal.
Exactly, and so it's like, hey, you're like worried about the cents, but you're leaving dollars potentially on the table, right? Because now you have that property, you're going to have it for God knows how long.
Yeah, we'll
you
be
might
there
have
for
it
a
for
long
20
time.
years,
Yeah.
right? And it's going to be worth double, triple what you paid for it.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense for you guys to just bite the bullet and get in.
One thing that helped with the SBA 504 too is the improvements. So we rolled the improvements. When we got the property, the second floor wasn't very nice. So you guys helped us improve it by rolling that in there too.
Absolutely.
So it looks really nice now. Even the owner, the ex-owner, he came by because he was dropping off mail that he had gotten for us. He goes, holy shit. He walked in, he's like, holy shit. When he saw his new place, yeah. He goes, wow, it looks nice, guys. And they're like real estate developer guys. So, it's right next to Sunset Park, where when we were kind of analyzing if the price was fair, there's single family houses going for $3 million down the
Yeah.
street. How can this commercial property be less than that, in 10 years or something like that?
Right.
No way it won't.
So,
There's no way. There's
Yeah.
no way. No, you guys had a fantastic buy. That was like
No, we got lucky.
everything happens for a reason,
Exactly.
right?
it was a blessing to just be punked out of all the other ones.
Absolutely. No, that's a perfect spot.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, yeah. Hey.
All right, so where we are right now is the Tampa Heights headquarters. This is where all of the magic happens, if you will. So me and Austin, we work here. This is my own office here that I pay for. And as you can see, it's pretty bare bones, it's pretty minimalistic. A lot of people who do what we do actually do it from the comfort of their own home. So I wanted to get out of the house a little bit. As you can see, I like to move around, I like to meet people. There's a lot that I do during my day, so it's nice to have a home base. in South Tampa where I can stop by, do a couple of hours of work in the office, and then go back out to an Ocean Prime or an Edition or those types of places. So pretty basic setup. You know, as you can see here, we have a kitchen, essentially. And then we have our workspace here. You know, we have the gong show in the back over here. This is where anytime we have a loan closing, which, if I'm not mistaken, we had one yesterday.
Exactly.
And we never hit the gong, so we're just gonna go ahead and celebrate that one time. And then, you know, got a little lounge space over here, but really it's bare bones, pretty minimalistic, just a place for us to come, rest for a little bit, and get some work done. All right, guys, that was the second episode of Sterling SBA. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for next video. And if you want to get in contact with me, my contact information is in the video description link below. Like and subscribe.